Good evening, Kent. How are you doing? You all right, mate? Can you hear me, mate?
How's it going, Russell?
I'm all right. Is that Dean Powell, the legend that is?
It absolutely is. The legend is the great Dean Powell. Unfortunately, today was his anniversary of his untimely passing, so I just thought I'd put that up just to pay a bit of respect to the late great Dean Powell.
I saw him in a mini, years ago. He were into that mod era, wasn't he? And like them bikes that they used to have in Quadrophenia, that kind of thing, and that one. He's Paul Weller and all that. He were into, wasn't he?
Cool guy, great boxing person. Just unfortunate now. There's nobody. I would say apart from Joe Gallagher. Joe Gallagher reminds me of Dean Powell. He's loves his fighters.
Yeah,
Trainer, matchmaker, coach, promoter, everything.
yeah,
Just a proper boxing person.
yeah,
Joe's probably the last proper boxing person left in boxing.
yeah. Yeah. I've seen him getting out in a mini. He were we Ernie Fossey. I don't think he's with us no more now, is he?
No, he was another right hand man of Frank Warren. That was a formidable team that Frank Warren had at that time. At what it was previously Queensbury now was Sports Network, and he had a lot of
You mean it
old
was
school.
Sports Network where it's now Queensbury?
Well, it was Sports Network then. Now
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
what they call Queensbury now. But Frank Warren had an absolutely formidable team back then. Ernie Fossey was
Yeah.
a great cut man. There was the great Danny Mancini as well, who was another cut man, cornerman. Back then, there was a lot of proper boxing people, a lot of proper
Oh,
boxing
tell me
people.
about it, Kent.
Unlike now, it's all about social media and likes, and I'm
Yeah.
sure, I'm sure, I'm sure these guys are absolutely turning in their graves right now at what is actually going on in boxing.
Do you know what people forget? Juggies were the one to bring it all over. One he started off Joe Weller against KSI. You remember?
Well, slightly before that, there was
Andrew
as
Flintoff
much
with Bricktop.
as I like Freddie Flintoff. I think he's a fantastic person and a great presenter. He was great in Top Gear before. Obviously he does great documentaries, but the board shouldn't give him a license to fight. And then after that, uh, after that, Richie Woodall was training Rio Ferdinand for a license, and the board said no.
Yeah.
So that near enough opened the floodgates for all these footballers to come in and play boxing at the end of their careers.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they want wanting their egos tickled because they've got millions in bank, haven't they?
Yeah, just because they're bored and want to do something else and stay in the limelight. Okay, we'll join in and play boxing. Trust me, Curtis Woodhouse will tell you, you don't play boxing like you play football.
Oh, he loves you, Curtis Woodhouse. Tells me every day. When's Kent
Um,
back? When's Kent back?
Well, I'll send him a signed photo in the post.
What football tops have you got, Kent? What you got on there?
Um, no, this is just a Gold's Gym t-shirt.
Yeah. You're not doing a Frank Zane on me, are you?
Don't
Hey.
think so, Russ. Don't think so.
Uh, tell me about Lewis Crocker against what's he called?
Paddy Donovan.
Paddy Donovan. When's that happening, Ken? Who's gonna win and who do you want to win?
It's on Saturday night at Windsor Park. Windsor
You
Park
going?
is the national. No, no. Windsor Park is the national football stadium.
Yeah,
Linfield play there, the local team
yeah,
in the Irish Premier. So it's a big venue. It's going to be a big night. Obviously Tyson Fury actually fought there a few years ago against big strong Francis Pianetta.
Oh, didn't he
Uh,
fight Rogie out there? Big Rogie.
no, no, that was in the Odyssey Arena. So it was. I
One
was
big
actually
Rogie
at
a
that.
taxi driver.
Still is Russell, yeah.
Is he a taxi driver around your manor, Big Rogie?
Well, not exactly around my manor, but in Belfast, he's a good big fella. Like he's a proper guy. Like very well respected and around Belfast.
Yeah,
Tough guy, proper tough guy. Good,
yeah,
good.
that's good, isn't it?
And you know what? His son was fighting recently. I watched his son fight, and obviously had a chat with him after it, and he was just the most nicest gentleman you could meet. So fair play to Big Rogie. He was a really good guy, and I have a lot of respect for him. So I do, Russell. A lot of respect for him.
Good. Let's get straight in then. Balls deep. Canelo, Crawford. Who have you got and why?
Well, I didn't give you my prediction that the Crocker or Donovan.
Oh, sorry. Go on. I got sidetracked by Big Rogie with his tight t-shirt in his Mondeo diesel cabin.
I think he's a Mercedes man, Russell.
Oh, is he? Oh, like Big John Fury running on chip oil.
I don't think so. Like John, I think Big Rogie puts the proper diesel in his wagon.
Big Rogie. I like Big Rogie.
I
Comes
tell you
across all
what,
right, doesn't he?
you don't see John Fury calling out Martin Rogan, do you?
Hey?
You don't hear John Fury calling out Martin Rogan, so you don't.
Big Rogie had set about him, wasn't he? Big Rogie.
Big Rogie had put hands on him, Russell. I'm telling you,
He put hands on Audley, didn't he?
he did all right, and that was at the time when you know what he was riding the quest of the wave at the time, and he was doing all right. And Big Rogie had a good career, you know, especially somebody who started really late in boxing. I actually remember one night, I actually met him. I was actually sparring one night in the Holy Family, and he had no wraps. And he says, "I'm going to get wraps." And I'm like, "Rogie, I finished." And I took him. He says, "I don't bother, roll him up. I'll roll him up." And he got my wraps, and he's my wraps for sparring. And then he took them off. He says, I'll dry them out the back here. And we used to keep a window on the window ledge open to dry our wraps and the gloves. And he's always the most dead on guy. I always respected him, and he done really well. And I don't think he gets enough plaudits for how well he actually did. Russell, to be fair. But I'm digressing here. Going back to Crocker and Donovan. It's a really big fight locally. It's Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland. It's the first time ever that two people from the island of Ireland have actually fought in a world title fight. So on this post war, obviously. So it's a big fight. So it is. It's a really big fight. Last time the fight was marred with controversy. Obviously, Donovan was disqualified. He was really on top of the fight. Lewis didn't perform. I know Lewis. Lewis was a former clubmate of mine. So I would love Lewis to win this fight, uh, just purely out of loyalty to Lewis. But it's a very difficult fight. I thought I thought Lewis looked like he hadn't made the weight properly. He looked very lean on the night. It looked like he hadn't rehydrated, and he fought tired. He didn't obviously fight with the venom and the way he normally fights. And I thought Billy Nelson got the game plan wrong. You know, obviously you're fighting a southpaw, and there's things you do against a southpaw that makes it a lot easier. And Lewis was elite level amateur, so was Paddy. I thought their first fight, it wasn't a great fight. I didn't think it was I thought it was a poor fight. I thought two guys at that level of ability can do better with pedigree. But I spoke to somebody yesterday in work, and a guy said to me, that, "Who did I fancy?" Well, I said that I don't think Lewis can box any worse than he did the last time. I think there will be improvements. Donovan's very strong physically, so it's going to be a really tough fight.
Which one do you get
Really,
on with best, Kent?
well, I don't know Paddy Donovan, but I know Lewis well. Uh, I know his dad well as well, Ricky. I know the family, so I'm going with Lewis just out of pure
Is
loyalty.
that because he's your chum?
I wouldn't say he's my chum. Like I know him, but out of pure loyalty, I would like Lewis to win on Saturday night. But it's going to be a really difficult it's one of them fights where you have to get everything right all the time.
Yeah.
You have every round you have to be on it. The
Okay.
last time Donovan was very, very imposing, and Lewis wasn't combative enough, and didn't and wasn't able to match him. So I think Lewis will have a better game plan this time and throw more right hands, right hand, left hook. I just think it's going to be really tight. It's going to be a really tight fight. Now, the weather looks awful. It's going to rain. This is an outdoor show. So I hope that isn't a factor on the night.
I just sent you a picture there, Mikey Talon, Turkey, and Joe G out in Vegas. It's on tonight, 10 o'clock, Mikey Talon. Are you looking forward to it, Ken?
What time's it on at? 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, Mikey fights, yeah.
I'll probably watch it later on because of to get have to go after this somewhere. So I'll probably
Okay.
watch it tonight, later on. So well,
You're going
that's
for then.
what's that?
You're going for Crocker then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Crocker. If he loses, fair enough. If he wins, great. But I'm a loyal sod. I'm probably one of the most loyal people you'll meet. So I'm gonna go with my countryman, Lewis. Now I heard tonight there on the news on UTV news that he said it's a big fight, and he was going into this the underdog, and I didn't really like that language. Hopefully, it's reverse psychology. If I was going into a fight, I wouldn't care who I was fighting. In my mind, I'm always the favorite. So I hope it's just reverse psychology that he's saying to himself. But it's going to be a massive fight. So it is, and Saturday night. It's good that there's world title boxing back in Belfast.
Brilliant. In other news, Tommy Fury is currently getting cancelled by the running community again for elbowing somebody in the neck before the finish line. That's on Daily Mail. I'll send you a link. Uh,
Seen it? I've seen it.
oh, you see
Seen
it?
it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if he did that. Has he done 30 and a half marathon in 130 minutes, 134 minutes? He never had a bit of sweat on him, did he? Getting off at line.
So what time was posted for him? What are they claiming that he
Well, he
ran?
said 134,
No
but other
chance.
people have said they don't remember him at start line. And then the day before, he did 100 kilometers. He's like superhuman, isn't he? He did 100 kilometers, but there were
Chance.
six uh, uh, red marks on his checkpoints because they have checkpoints on them cycle things to stop him going it back in a van and driving it, don't they? Uh, but he's more
So
or
the
less
two,
admitted that with a laugh. But he's saying he done the marathon. Nobody believes what they're saying here that lot now, do they?
firstly, the triathlon, the way triathlon works, they basically said that he didn't complete the swim. They basically said that he started the cycle, but he didn't hit the markers. So that means is if you're ultra slow, you don't you don't get the finish. You're going basically too slow. The road is they've only a permit on these events to close the road X amount of hours. So if you're ultra, 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 ultra slow, you miss the cutoff. So what they done with him, he missed the cutoff.
Yeah,
So he did. So basically it's a DNF. So what they did is they let the competitors who missed the cutoff go and do the run. Now he didn't go through the starter mat, so there's a chip on your number. So as soon as you go through the start line, it will activate. As soon as you get halfway, it will activate. As soon as you go three quarters, it will activate. Then when you get through the line, that's your result.
but
So
they've only got two of him out of so many of them things that have acted. They got two
he,
out of eight, is it?
he probably ran the last 5K,
Yeah,
and the way he was running, He was running like he was wearing tennis rackets on
It
his
looked
feet.
like he was sat on a cucumber running like that, or he'd shit his pants.
He basically runs like he was wearing tennis rackets for shoes.
None of that lot do road work as boxers. Let me just say, none of them.
I look at him. I look at the his weight and his muscle mass. There's no way he's running a half marathon in 1 hour 34 minutes. Like that's just ridiculous. That is absolute nonsense. So it is, unless I'm there with him running from the start to the end. I wouldn't believe a word he said. It's absolute nonsense.
Yeah, it's a joke, innit? I don't believe
It's a joke.
anything from any of them who've got that second
No.
now. I don't believe it. Do you know what my dad told me when I was a kid? Once somebody tells you a lie, anything else they say is no good. Now they do
It's
it for PR, don't they? And at the finish line, he's holding his baby and he's holding her hand, and it's all PR shit to get out there and con the public for sponsors. Well, basically, he's now hung himself, hasn't he?
well, he was doing that BBC iPlayer show, The Good, the Bad, the Fury, and he's on crying about mental health and
Oh, he's just
struggling.
following his step brother in it all.
I am absolutely sick of hearing this shit. So I am, this is a guy talking about issues like that in a mansion with hundreds of thousands of pounds in the bank,
Millions.
millions in the bank. He doesn't work. It hasn't worked a day in his life. He's been gifted this boxing misfit career off his name, and I'm absolutely sick to death of hearing and seeing Tommy
I'll tell you
Fury.
a good Tommy Fury story. I'm not going to tell a few because it'll drop me mate in it. This is a good one. They're all queuing outside nightclub, right, in Manchester. He walks straight to the front and tries to push in. And they said, "You're not coming in, gets it back at queue." He says, "Do you know who I am?" They said, "Yeah, we know you are, but you got to queue like everybody else." And they all started clapping. And he started sticking his fingers up, trying to take his top off him with his mates and all that, and blah, 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 blah. And them doormen stood firm, so I give them respect. He were out his face, but then he managed to get in an hour and a half later through back, and he had his top off. And do you remember that video where they were dancing about in there off his heads?
I'd have put him out.
Eh?
I'd have put him out.
He's not handled it very good, Annie. But if he's got back with his missus and for the sake of his kid, that's a good thing. But let's not go around making out you've done 100 kilometers, right? And then the next triathlon, swim in the French Riviera, cycle so many kilometers, and then what 102 kilometers on it all together, and then make out you've done it, and then the next day come back to UK and do the Great North Run. Oh my God!
Listen,
Oh, it's
Russell,
unbelievable, isn't it?
I done 5 triathlons. I'd done 5 triathlons, and that training I was doing then was the hardest, most intense training I've ever did. And I would never want to put myself through that again. And I had to really work hard at my swimming, like really work hard at my swimming. My cycling was okay. My run was pretty good. And it was really difficult to get time to do all that. There's no way on this earth that he did any of those distances. It's not even, I even look at the shape he's in and his back. There's no way he could do 2 lengths of a 25-meter swimming pool. Never mind swim 3K or whatever it
No, it
was.
was
It's
2 kilometers is 1.2 mile. Okay, well listen, let's go on to part two. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll see you on there. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to check out the link pinned in the comment section. Go on, booyaka! Pop, pop, bang. It's human nutrients. Go treat yourself. Check it out. Peace out. Oh, and by the way, Porky's International YouTube is up and running. Booyaka.